So you can have the Kaon rear storage shelf up there with a traditional cargo barrier. It does fit with a bit of modifications. Maybe may have to. Would you have to drill out this hole or something in the Kaon bracket there? You have to drill the hole a bit bigger for the bigger bolt to go through or something.
No, I just had to grind a V out the top of it.
Right.
And
okay.
that was it. 10mm done.
So slight modification. And how do you mount it at the other end, up that end? Oh yeah, just some bolts, whatever.
Washers, bolts.
That's what you had spare at home, or what Bunnings had, yeah?
In the garage, mate.
Okay, that's good. So you can do that. Do you know what brand that cargo barrier is? There's a couple of different brands. Is that the...
No, it's the old one. It was installed in 2007. 480 bucks it was received for.
Yeah. So standard cargo barrier, the Kaon show. You got the Kaon, you got the treble and the Kaon side brackets as well. Nice. All right. Just a quick one for people that have been asking if they can fit that Kaon soft luggage shelf, which we use a lot, without the Kaon cargo barrier.
And that's the standalone one.
What's in the travel, buddy, mate? You cooking some pies or?
No, not yet. It's a bit early for pies. We had some brekkie already, but we got the...
Oh, you got the tray, the Kaon trays
Kaon
as well,
trays.
right?
That stops it from rattling around a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
and we got the deep one for the roast in the car as well.
So what's the main advantage of the Kaon?
The trays stops everything sliding around.
Yeah, yeah.
And these heat up nice and evenly as well, I find.
Right,
and it's got a trivet in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, they work really well.
Because I notice a lot of people putting pies, it makes a lot of mess, all the pastry and
Goes
it's all
everywhere.
loose in it. So if you've got the trays, you can take it out.
Especially if
contains
you,
it all, yeah?
100%. Especially if you're on the tracks and that, and you're doing stuff a bit rough. This works beautiful.
Sweet. I just thought I'd quickly sneak into our vehicle. This is the 150 Touring. We've got a lot of stuff, like full shelf. The sort of things that fit up there, I'll just show you, right? You know, a lot. You can fit your dunny rolls up there. They fit perfectly. You know, there's a little bit of clearance. You can towels rolled up, your headlights, toiletry bags, stubby holders, whatever. Stuff that's light, that just takes up space, that it's somewhere that you can fit it in the vehicle. I've just got one of those, you know, those rubber type things you put in the bottom of your kitchen drawers, whatever, those soft padded things. There as well, probably help stop things falling through, smaller things if you do put them up there, but we don't really. And then we've got our space on top of our storage system here. I think it's about 120 mil or something, that, you know, we stuff the doonas and sleeping bags, or you can see there's a jacket, the pegs. You know, at the moment it's just random. We're set up at camp. Normally the bags are in here. You can see that we use the light cargo barrier, the Kaon one, so there it is there. We don't use the headrest holders. It's actually mounted to the back of the storage system. Okay, really securely mounted. Nice and light, rather than have that heavy cargo barrier going all the way to the bottom behind the seats. It's actually unnecessary. We can fold the seats, and this is open. So if I've got something along with this storage system, we can, you know, if you go to Bunnings and you've got a 2.4 metre length of something or whatever, you can actually sit it in here across the seats on your console or up on, you know, you're not going to fill the car with timber, but, you know, you've got the option for a little bit more space. While we're at it with this video, it's a bit of a general video. Let's talk about the fridges and the battery a little bit. Now we've got a few things charging here, so that's pulling it down, and we've got the two fridges running. But we drove most of the day yesterday. It was about 30 degrees, so 30 degrees, and then these drawer fridges running overnight are really pulling that. It's a Century dual force 90 amp hour down, right? So we've got, you know, it's definitely cold in there. Where's the dial? Okay, that's actually showing about 10 degrees down there at the moment, so it's a lot colder. I think the cold comes from the top. You can see it ices up. See up there? So it's probably colder at the top than the bottom. So this one purposely is set to be not as cold, so that it does save the battery. This one's the cold one, right? See that? Right. This is where you're going to put your meat or your whatever dairy and stuff like that that you might need, but you know, that's what they're set on. Right now the compressor's cut in. We've also got solar panels sitting on the roof, and with that'll be both compressors running plus this torch charging. I don't know what's in the front charging as well. I think something's plugged in, phones or iPads and that, which also pulls it down. But from what I've seen with this projector DC charger and the solar, not that exciting yet. We've got the sun's on quite an angle. I would have liked to see much better than that. So we're going to look at different ways of connecting up this solar and maybe not using it through the projector DC charger, because I just don't see the voltage I was expected to see. We're going to do a bit more R&D. see what happens, but mainly wanted to show you the cargo barrier. You can use this. You can get a standalone kit from Kaon as well, so if you haven't got any cargo barrier, definitely that's doable. You can obviously use it with their cargo barrier. That's the lightest, best efficiency of storage way to do it. But if you've got another cargo barrier you want to keep for whatever reason, you can still make this adapt to that cargo barrier. You just might have to make a few slight adjustments, that type of thing. Hopefully that's been helpful for you. Subscribe it, turn the bell on, and we'll give you some more info, reality on what's happening and what you can do and what you can't do as we see it, to answer those questions that we commonly see and that are asked. Thanks guys.